Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. This video is for water signs for the month of June 2021. So if you're a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, you are in the right place. So let's take a look at your important dates ahead for this month, water signs. We have been in Gemini season since the end of May and we'll be there through the end of June. We switch into Cancer season the end of June, so you'll be more in your element towards the end of the month, water signs, since Cancer is ruled by water, obvi. So your first important date for June 2021, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpios is the new moon in Gemini on June 10th, and this is paired with a solar eclipse. Last month it was a lunar eclipse, now we have a solar eclipse, and this is a great time to start something new and to make new connections. This could also be a really great time to take a short trip, but do remember Mercury's in retrograde, so just be really surrendered. Make sure you check all the details. The next important date, water signs, is the 20th of June. We have Jupiter going retrograde. This is a 4-month retrograde. It's going retrograde in Cancer, actually. This is going to bring about more changes and less luck because Jupiter rules the planet, or Jupiter is a ruling planet of luck. So, but this is a great time to really listen to your intuition. The 20th is a really stuck day. So not only do we have Jupiter going retrograde, but we also have Cancer season beginning and the summer solstice, and it's the longest day of the year. So all of that is going down on the 20th. Then on the 22nd, Mercury retrograde comes to an end. Woohoo! This is coming to an end in Gemini, and it's going to help bring about clearer thinking, and a faster pace is going to be on us again. So enjoy the slowdown during the Mercury retrograde. I know sometimes it gets a little frustrating, but really the planets help us out, even in retrograde. Like with Jupiter going retrograde, I know it sounds like, oh, we're going to have less luck. How does that help us out? Well, that helps us to listen to our intuition more. That's how that helps us. Mercury retrograde helps us to slow down because we can get really caught up in things and we forget to rejuvenate, slow down, rest, smell the roses. Okay, on the 24th of June, we have a full moon in Capricorn, and this is a good time to finish up any lingering tasks or loose ends. And the 25th, we see Neptune go retrograde in Pisces. So the interesting thing about this is that it's going to awaken us into reality. So anywhere we have been living in the fantasy of something, this is going to kind of, it might be a little bit jarring, but it is going to move us, moving some energy there. It's going to move us into a sense of reality. All right. And those are your important dates, water signs. Now let's take a look at your month ahead in tarot. I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot. 2 cards for every week, 1 for the beginning, 1 for the end. Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. My Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. All right. Well, your first card of the month is the Page of Pentacles. That's how you'll be entering the month, and to the Page of Swords. And to Temperance, your first major arcana card of the month. And to the 6 of Pentacles. Into the 4 of Pentacles in the beginning of the 3rd week. To the 9 of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the 9 of Swords. To the 9 of Cups into the beginning of the 4th week, and closing the month off with the 5 of Swords. Looks like some of you might be getting a headache the end of the month. I'm just kidding. Okay, so water signs. The beginning of the month. This is going to be a good time to really think about some new resources or channels of income, even if it looks kind of minimal in the beginning. Give it an opportunity to grow. Give it your focus and your attention, because there is some maturing around financial possibilities at that time. So I'm hearing don't make any quick decisions to like get rid of anything. If you're starting to see even minimal results from something, continue to put your energy there. Maybe it just needs some tweaking, but I also see that this is, or feel like this is going to be a good time for you to really put some things out there and get some new, like, what do they call it? Some easy passive income. That's what I feel like there's going to be some good opportunities for that at the beginning of the month for you water signs. And I think with the Page of Swords here too, I think it's going to help you learn something and in a way that it's going to maybe really jog or spark an interest in something. I think it's going to lead to more potential income or financial wealth and prosperity, and however that looks for you. But I feel like this is going to be a good time for you to kind of like mentally go there with these things. Give them the opportunity to flourish. Give them some attention and focus on them a bit. You know, like I said, these are passive channels of income, but I feel like this is the time for you to really take those into consideration and go make that money, water signs. I also feel like there's a lot of healing available with any ancestral trauma around money that first week of June for you, water signs. Because that's what I feel like with the Temperance here, the beginning of the second week, there's some things that need to get kind of mixed up for you, water signs. Like you got like let some things go to let some things in. But that's even in like old ways of thinking. If you feel like you've been really focused on like a lack mentality, I feel that's really shifting for you, water signs. This is the beginning of the second week, is a really beautiful time in order for you to kind of use this energy to shift that and come to a new beginning of sorts, or a balance, if you will, even though it might feel like these things kind of a little chaotic. The energy there might be a little chaotic for you, but just let it do its thing. And I feel like you're going to come out on the other side here with the Six of Coins or Six of Pentacles, with more prosperity, with your wealth and your finances and your money really starting to balance out. And I think you're going to see a more continuous stream, like a bigger stream of income coming in. So even with just that focus on maybe some new channels of income in the beginning of the month, it's going to really ignite or spark some things that could potentially grow much bigger for you, or even just get your thinking bigger. That helps to really draw some things in a way where it's going to balance out your money. Maybe you get to like pay off a loan or pay some debt down, whatever that may be. Maybe you get to save some. Maybe you start to feel like in the like the plus again. Well, because then here in the beginning of the third week, you have the Four of Pentacles, which is about savings. This is about actually, I feel like, having some extra income that maybe you weren't expecting, but this is a good time for you to start saving it or looking at how to invest it in ways that are going to produce more for you. But the beginning of the third week, just kind of like really think about that. Like, what would that look like? What would like being free of ancestral trauma or past life trauma around wealth and abundance really feel like for you? And allow yourself to like really feel that what it feels like to have the opposite of lack, abundance. All right. the end of the third week of the Nine of Swords here. And with the Nine of Swords, I feel like this is something that's coming to an end for you. Whether it be this old thinking patterns or programs or ways of being, maybe there's some mourning that's going on around that. And maybe you feel like you've like lost some time like thinking this way for so long, and you might have to really process something or let something go if this time really kind of the first couple of weeks leads you to this moment of emotional release, or like having some feels about all of this. Like, just allow yourself to have it. Allow yourself to move this energy. If you need some time to yourself to just really kind of feel it and let it go, give yourself that, because on the other side of that, the beginning of the fourth week, you have the Nine of Cups. So I do feel like this is that big release. I feel like there's a lot of gratitude coming in, of really understanding like that you no longer need that old stuff any longer, and you're able to really move and make some space. This is also too around when the Mercury retrograde is going to come to an end. So I feel like you'll be really ready to get things moving again. And then with the Five of Swords here at the end of the month, this is definitely a time for you to look at unhealthy patterns or programs, or anywhere where you feel a sense of codependency is what's coming forward, because this is about really understanding that there is no weakness in not in being alone, but like in being just with yourself, whether you're in relationship or not. But I feel like the end of the month is going to be a time for you to really address codependencies in your life, whether they be in partnership or any kind of relationship, or even with an energy like your job, things like that. Really taking a step back and examining where codependency, if codependency exists in reality, and how to really heal that through acknowledging that like self independence and self-reliance is okay. All right, water signs. Now let's take a look at your oracle messages for the month. Let's see what the moon has to say. Messages from Moonology. A time for healing. Yes, it is. I feel like this is a huge month of healing for you, water signs. Like I was saying, I think there's going to be some big shifts around ancestral trauma, past life trauma, especially around the area of finances, wealth, abundance, prosperity. So look out for that this month, because it's a time for healing. Now let's see what goddess would like to come forward for you this month, fire signs. Or I'm sorry, water signs. Which goddess has a message for water signs this month? I can't make this stuff up. Isis, past life. This situation involves your past life memories. Well, what I've been saying for the last, 10 minutes or so at least, is that this month is going to be about clearing, healing, releasing past life trauma, ancestral trauma, things that we've carried down in our blood, in our being, in our energy. Let's see what the animal spirits have to say for you this month, water signs. But it's great, because on the other side, you're realizing like you're clearing this, It's a big month for that for you, water signs. You got deer, love, Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Worth, wealth. And also, that's the stuff. Love yourself through these experiences, okay? Be compassionate with yourself. Allow yourself to process. Have a fabulous month, water signs, and I will see you next month. And if you at any time would like to schedule a one-on-one session for yourself, you can do so at my website, tarotbymegan.com. Just go to the book an appointment button. There's so many fun things to do on my website. It's like a little digital adventure. There's a deck of cards. You can pull yourself a card. You can join my mailing list. You can read my blog. There's so many things to do. And if you haven't yet, if you could please hit subscribe here on my YouTube channel and follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. I go live on a lot of those platforms. I do live crystal sales. I do live card pulls. I should probably go live on YouTube, huh? But I really appreciate your support, and I will see you next month, water signs. Have a fabulous June. Bye.